Fleet is an operation that impacts everything that goes on operationally day to day. The police department, the fire department, the Department of Sanitation use vehicles to provide the core public services that all New Yorkers rely on. New York City operates the largest municipal fleet in the United States, over 31,000 vehicles, 2,000 full-time staff. We have 54 agencies and offices that operate vehicles. So traditionally, the big agencies that have the large fleets operated their own garages. They were their operations. No one, including DCAS, had anything to do with them. And no one worked together. There was no sharing of those resources. In 2011, I was asked to play this role, to bring the fleet agencies together, to have a common management approach for this kind of large aspect of city government. And so you have to kind of work with the different priorities, sometimes the different time schedules. Agencies now serve each other with this core critical internal resource. We do a lot of data. You're sitting here in our office of real-time tracking, where we are tracking the movements of currently 10,000 city vehicles. That'll soon be 16,000 in just a couple months. And we do a lot of performance data. So we are managing whether it's auto parts deliveries, whether it's out-of-service rates, whether it's crash rates, whether it's our efforts to reduce fossil fuel use. We are managing data constantly. So you're instantly getting a PDF that's telling you where the impact is on the car, where the vehicle is. So we have committed to a number of things. One, we committed to 50% greenhouse gas reduction by 2025. How are we going to do that? One, we said we would have at least 2,000 on-road electric vehicles by 2025. Second is continuing this leadership in biodiesel and biofuels. Fleet sharing is also an important part of our strategy, not just on the environmental side, but also on the saving side. So as you probably know, most of our cars actually don't move most of the time. But they take up a lot of space, they cost a lot of money to maintain and keep in good order, but fundamentally, a lot of them are just sitting around, and we see that too. So one of the things that we've been doing as part of a contract and partnership with Zipcar is we've been putting on sharing technology, Zipcar's sharing technology, onto city-owned cars. Now they're shared vehicles. Getting a car is like getting a conference room. You go online and you reserve the city car. We currently have a little less than 800 vehicles that are being shared within and across agencies. The most fun aspect of that is DCAS has 60, it'll soon be 75, all-electric GM Bolts that are shared across all city agencies. And we want our fleet operation to be a model that this can be done. You know, we're all talking about environmental sustainability and people will talk about electric cars, but fundamentally the country needs examples where these things are in operation, implemented in scale. We're there to support critical responders and critical service providers, whether it's at the Department of Education, whether it's at the fire department, whether it's at parks or sanitation, and you get to know a lot of fellow public servants. I want talented people to come and work in government. We are an $80 billion operation with 330,000 employees that has an enormous opportunity to do important work day to day in the city, but also lead on these kind of major national and global issues. If you're driven, if you care, if you're hardworking, if you're talented, can have a much bigger impact on your world if you come into government.